morning, good
Oh.
morning, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. There we go. Morning, happy Friday. It is a rainy Friday again in lovely Breton, Alberta, but what are you going to do? It's Friday at least. Welcome to another episode of, what are we called again? Tea and Coffee with Paula and Jay. I am Paula.
And she still needs to get her tea in her. We had a rough morning because the power went out this morning, and I've been up since 4 to address that. So we might be a little bit slow to get started, but here we are. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Oh, got you right in the middle of a sip.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here. This is episode number 2. And how are you feeling about it so far? We got some really nice positive responses yesterday.
I enjoyed yesterday's show. It was fun. And actually, it was a good time with you. You were, you're quite captivating, I have to say.
You don't need to sound surprised. Why you married me?
No, but watching the replay, I enjoy myself. And I hope everybody else did as well.
Yeah.
So I think we'll keep that going. We might tweak things here and there, like be ready to say good morning, make the screen full.
Yes.
But we're learning.
Yeah. No, there's a bunch
of... What do you think?
I thought it was all right. It was decent.
It was decent.
Yeah. No, I thought it was great. It was good to be back online and to see people again and to chat with our nearest and dearest who always seem to reach out and have been following us over the years. So thanks for tuning in. I know it's a bit of an adjustment to go back to the morning schedule because like I said, we have been a bit on and off with our schedule over the last little bit. But yeah, no, it was good. Again, episode 1. And so now we'll get on with episode 2. At least it's Friday.
And Friday. No, we're not going to do that. We're not getting ourselves banned. But we watched a thing about Rebecca Black just yesterday, so it's in our head.
It was exactly like the most hated YouTubers, and something like that.
Along those lines. Like still holds a record for it or something like that.
Yeah. But good morning. I'm just going to have a quick peek at who's in our chat. Yes. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Becky.
Shelley. Yeah, I'm going to move the camera a bit.
Yeah, you could do that. So I'm just going to also check our locals, make sure that everyone is up and about. But yeah, you go.
There we go. We're a little bit more centered.
Yeah.
And
then what are our plans for today? We've got a bit of a busy couple of days ahead, so you can share that.
Well, yeah, we're going to pack up our equipment and head down to the Lethbridge area today. We're going to go visit Chris Carbert.
Yay!
Finally, no glass between us or anything like that. We're going to go have some dinner with him, so I'm excited about that. And then Saturday, there's 3 more interviews for our Alberta Self-Determination series.
Great.
Nadine Wellwood, John Carplay, and Lloyd something. The
Lugner, something like that.
Yeah, the Cochrane Freedom guy. So if you're in the Cochrane area and you've ever been to one of those, that's going to be him. So 3 interviews tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So it'll be a busy day, and then we're back. We're not sure if we're back tomorrow night or early Sunday, but we'll see. We'll see how we feel.
Well, we got to be back definitely for Sunday afternoon because we got church, and then we're picking up a pig. Well, you and I aren't picking up a pig. A friend and I, we're picking up a pig, our male, our boar, to add to the collection.
To do the deed? Like what's going on with the pig?
The plan...
Actually, I don't know, folks. So we're learning together.
The plan is in a few months' time, Sweet Pea, who is the Yorkshire breed, a nice little typical pink pig, will be ready for breeding. And we're hoping to get some piglets between her and he's yet to be named. So we'll be finding that we'll be naming him at some point. But we're picking up the latest pig for our collection Sunday afternoon.
Well,
so that should be fun.
I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a cameraman. And I'm playing around with the cameras as we're doing the show. And I might get a little bit of light off my head because I feel like the moon. I'm reflecting like the moon. But yeah, everybody. So it's going to be an exciting day for us. We're going to pack up all the equipment because the interviews is what we got the equipment. Is to go do all these interviews as well. So it'll be a good time. And hopefully the generator charged up our batteries just enough to get through this show.
What are you gonna do? But we got a rainy day today, but the sun's back tomorrow.
It's the first time in a while we turned the generator on,
which is good. Let it run for a little bit before the new one kicks in.
Oh, that's exciting news too. We worked on that yesterday.
Yes, for those on the Homestead channel for us. We're finally setting up our Generac, our home Generac generator in the next couple of weeks. So that's exciting. So no more, oh no, we've got to go get our butts out of bed and start the generator. It'll all be automatic and top up the batteries whenever they need it. So yeah, looking forward to that too.
Not gonna lie, I'll miss that part. Getting up in the middle of the night to turn on a generator. We
I
both
won't.
do it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, it's something we both do. It's what are you gonna do? But it's about time we took that step and got it done. It's been sitting on our property for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So we're finally pulling the trigger because we've always left it late in the season to get it set up. And so now we're finally doing it. Yay.
I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I am too. It's another step in, getting our homestead and our home all set up and ready to go, to be more typical of the regular households. Yes, the Generac NG generator. Is it an NG generator?
Natural gas, yes.
Yeah, yes, it's propane. It'll be propane.
It's one of the two. I'm not sure if it's propane or NG or both. I think it can use both.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, whatever we're ordering from that one gas company.
Yeah, that's the one we're getting, Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Crystal, we are living the dream.
I do love it. I really do love it. Like, there's a lot of work involved. That was one conversation I had with the electrician yesterday. Was he's like, yeah, you're living off grid, but that takes a lot of extra work. And I'm like, yeah, there's maintenance involved.
Yeah.
But I think the upside is great as well. Other than 4 a.m. generator turn-ons, things have been running really smooth. And we even have an electric car. So we have a Volt that we power from our solar panels. So all summer, we've been driving around at least the first 60 to 80 kilometers for free.
Yeah.
As we're pulling our own power. And how Albertan is that? We're pulling energy out of our backyard, putting it into our vehicle to move around.
I know sometimes Albertans poo-poo the whole EV stuff, but we're not doing it because we're green. We're just trying to be energy and cost effective.
Well, also, yeah, because it was like $30,000 to put in the electric line, because we're very far in the bush. Like, we don't live on the road. We are in the bush. So to bring a line in was going to cost just as much as putting a solar in. So
yeah,
we made that choice.
Yeah, and I think well worth it. I mean, I'm hearing, like you see online, people post like their energy bills in wintertime. It's like, oh my goodness, like hundreds, if not thousands for some people. And it's like, wow, that's not something that people can afford. But what you're going to do, you can't not heat your home in the middle of, an Alberta winter. So it's unfortunate that the prices are so high, rates are so high, but it is essential in the winter here. So no, I really feel for some people when they're sharing their bills. So
I do agree. I think we're living the dream. Sometimes you have to get out of your dream to deal with things.
But, well, reality. But yeah, for sure.
But having the Generac installed now is going to allow us to take off during winter. That's something we weren't able to do because we'd had to be here. Like, the last thing we need is our electricity to stop, which means our well could freeze, and that could be a bigger problem because we have a well. Yeah. Right. So we got to take care of that as well. During the summer, no problem. There's plenty of energy around here. But during winter, we had to maintain it, which meant when I was traveling and you couldn't join me in winter. But that's going to change now. We just top up.
Well, let's come up with another reason now not to travel in winter.
Your birds. Yeah, so you got your pigs coming. So you have one pig and you're getting a male pig?
Well, technically we have two. We're sharing. So she has one, we have one. Ours is called Piggy Lee. Shout out, who knows who Piggy Lee is? Because Piggy Lee is a particular female. Put it in the chat if you know who Piggy Lee is.
Look at you engaging with the chat. I have no idea who Piggy Lee is, so I'm learning as well.
Oh, really? You'll find out later.
Well, maybe soon. So, come on, chat, help me out. I don't know who Piggy Lee is.
Yeah, so we have Sweet Pea, and we just picked up Piggy Lee. She's
who's we?
Friend Brooke and I.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she is. She's awesome. She's a great person. I'm not being dismissive. Yes,
but
she's a great person.
You can plug her products too.
Yes, Tallowlicious. You can zoom on me now. So, Tallowlicious products. They're made from beef tallow, grass-fed beef tallow. She makes it. And for those of you who may have been following me a little online during the summer, I've been using Brooke's or Tallowlicious's Bug Be Gone and sunscreen. So all natural products, and she makes these really cool whips and balms, and obviously beef tallow. My understanding is one of the closest things that's best absorbed into the skin for moisturizer. And what else is great for burns and all that type of stuff. So I've been using her products for a while. And so she does that as a side hustle. She also has Healing Hearts with Hooves, which is basically using equine therapy for those with disabilities, mental and emotional issues, because horses are very therapeutic. And so she has that business as well, which she's launching, and that also she's trying to get into the school program. So right now, today, rain permitting, she's running a day camp for a bunch of kids to come over and learn a little bit of farm life, the importance of taking care of animals, how to communicate with animals without necessarily speaking, but with body language and emotion. And then, of course, she'll be showing them the pigs too.
And if you're in the Drayton Valley, Breton area, so Brazeau County and that kind of stuff, you can find her at a bunch of different farmers markets.
Yes, there's a nature's market. If you find it online, if you go to Tallalicious, I'm sure it'll be cross-referenced, but there's a farmers market tomorrow at her location. And it's a nature's market. So lots of good products and things like that you can find there tomorrow, where we're meant to have better weather. So I hope that works out for them.
Well, I'm on the carnivore diet with you, and you're running around with beef tallow all over you. It's lovely.
It smells nice, though.
It does. No, it doesn't smell
nice.
like beef.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no
essential oil she'll put in. But yeah, so that's my little plug for Brooke and Tallalicious and Healing Hearts with Hooves. It's good. But yeah, so anyway, so she's got a pig. We've got a pig. There'll be sows, and we've got Buddy coming on Sunday, who will be bred with Sweet Pea. Can't be bred with Piggy Lee though, because he's her dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So his future is undetermined at this point, because he's either going to be a good breeder or just go straight to the freezer, or we sell him because we're getting him for a very decent price. So we've got some options with him.
So the idea is to continue to do this. So
yes.
So you're going to get into a lot more raising animals for meat.
That's the plan. I'd like to do more poultry, and she's going to do more of the livestock, because she's got she's got the paddocks, she's got the grass available for livestock that we don't. We have trees.
And this isn't something new. Like, we've had chickens around for quite some time, and we've talked about other animals like goats as well.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a dream of yours, is to be able to raise more animals for food.
For food. Yeah. Yeah. We're getting the meat birds, the meat chicks in about 3 weeks. And then, they're not going to last long. They're going to just be grown, fattened up, and then go straight to the freezer. They're not animals. Livestock, farm animals to me are not pets. They're food. And if you're not laying an egg or turning yourself into meat at some point, then why am I feeding you?
You better be careful.
Yes, if you don't serve a purpose, why do I have you around? But that's the goal. Like, we've got the property. That was the goal for our future, to do more of that, so we can be more self-sustaining and contribute within.
No, why are you involved in that? It's a big question. Like, are you because you're not happy with the government, that you just want to have more independence, you just want to have animals? What is your motivation?
All of the above. I've always enjoyed animal husbandry. It was one of my favorite subjects when I was in school. And I have no issue with seeing animals for the purpose that they are, with regards to, you're going to be feeding me and my family. I don't know. And all of the above. Like, I don't trust, like, when you see that, you hear all these reports that when you buy a packet of meat or fish, you don't know if it's actually correctly labeled. Like, that's scary, because again, it's just yet another organization we can't trust. And then also knowing what I'm putting in my meat that I'm going to end up consuming. So I think those are important things we need to be aware of. Even if you don't have the ability to homestead, take more of an interest of, where are you getting your meat from, what's been put in it from the butcher before it just turns up at the supermarket or at the butcher. Just do a little bit more research, because unfortunately we're finding out we have to, whether it's the type of feed these animals are being fed, or the vaccines that's being put in them. I think it's something we all should have just a general interest in. You? I mean, what are your thoughts on it? Because I'm doing all this stuff, but it's for us. What are your thoughts?
I really like the idea of not relying upon anything. I love independence. I love being autonomous. I like having a bit of control over things, like from power to our security to the way we raise our children. These are all really important things to me. And I think my big one was during COVID, when they did CERB, the CERB program. You remember, I woke you up in the middle of the night and I said, uh-oh, we're in trouble, because
he always wakes me up, people, in the middle of the night with some thought that he's had and wants to have a full-blown alert conversation. I'm like, Sorry, what? Why am I awake at 2 a.m?
And she does do it, though. But
Yeah.
my concern was we're heading towards a collapse, a financial collapse, like
Mm-hmm.
hyperinflation, because when you're handing out money like that, it's only going to go one direction. Now, we've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of inflation, things in the prices of stuff have gone up. So food security and future security was a concern of mine. And that was in 2021,
Yeah.
before we moved out here, maybe even earlier, 2020. And I didn't like that feeling. I didn't like that feeling of having to rely upon a government in order to try and, make things work for yourself. So I'm like, no, we need more land. That was one of the motivations of getting out of Ontario. Plus, Doug Ford was too connected to my cell phone location and telling me where to go.
Yeah.
So I said, we've got to get out of here. But for me, it's more about control and security of our future.
Yeah. And then, Lake 10 is sharing here. My local grocer is selling Mexican beef.
I heard about that. And it's not even graded. Like, it's not even grade A or anything like that. It's ungraded Mexican beef, cheap. In Australia, too. I heard Australian meat is made
Yeah.
this
So it was our good friend Crystal's mum who
Mhm.
was sharing an interaction she had with a friend of hers, where the friend was like, "Oh, I just got all this steak or something like, and it's really, really cheap. Come with me to the supermarket. I'll show it to you." And she took it to the supermarket like the next day and like, yeah, this is Mexican ungraded. Like,
I think it was Australian.
Australian. She was like, this is not what they're known for. This is not going to be good meat. And this girl who was younger was like, that it's affordable
Cheap
for
and meat should not be in the same
but
sentence.
it's affordable for her. And I guess if she's tried it and it's okay, but these are the things, like, you do get what you pay for. And I can be a bit of a frugal person, as you know, but there are some things that, no, I'm realizing whether I like it or not, I need to pay the higher price for because it is a better quality.
We got to get a couple tin hats or tinfoil hats to put on from time to time, because why do you think they might be doing this? Why do you think they're causing protein issues? Is it so that alternative proteins, the cricket market failed, but they're still pushing in that direction?
Well, I don't know. It's like the whole Mr. Gates pushing the fake beef, but there's a very good chance that he's never touched it a day in his life. So I don't know. I know that the powers that be have got some sort of agenda, but it's, by the time I work it out, they're working on the next level of the agenda. So I truly don't know to what end all this is in all its different facets. I don't know.
So those are some of the motivations to why we want to handle our own food production. And hopefully we're not going to stop at just protein. I'd like to see milk. I'd like to see veggies or fruits and vegetables. We planted a bit of a garden, not a garden.
Yeah, I've got to, excuse me, I've got to clear it because it's quite overgrown. Yeah. But no, the goal is this year, clear the land, put the garlic in, and then next year, hopefully we're home for a summer, or at least I am. And then that way the garden can grow and be maintained. Because you do need to maintain it. You do need to be here. And our schedule this year just didn't allow for that. But I can do the garlic.
Yum.
Yeah. Hey, no.
So we got beef tallow, we got garlic, and we're going to have pigs. I'd love to get, we're trying to get a half cow or a full cow this year.
Yeah, and Brooke and I are working on trying to find either a bottle-fed calf or just a heiferette or something. Just something that we may need to invest initially in, but it pays off in the long run. So
you're going to grow it?
Yes, because she's got the land for it. So we're all of the above we're looking at.
Or
we're trying
raise it,
to,
I guess.
Yeah, raise it. But that's the plan. And we have, between she and I, we've got the ability to do it. And yes, it's difficult for some, but there are little things that you can tweak and work on and invest in just to put a little bit more safer food on your table.
Yum. Yum. I'm excited.
I think so.
And I'll get you that electric stove installed, because we got one and we're going to put it in. And I'm your little project guy. So you tell me what you need and we'll get it done. You need a pen, you need a greenhouse. You got a few things on the go.
Yeah. And sorry, I'm just going to go double check locals. I've just been told that our locals feed is down. So let's go.
Should be up. We got a check mark on this side. Yeah. Locals has really been giving us trouble the last few times we've been trying to stream to it.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, we got the check mark. I did set it up.
Yeah, no, I see it.
Just do a refresh, whoever's having that trouble. But yeah, the live stream, if you want to jump to YouTube or X, or somewhere else, but then you don't have the chat.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're having locals problems, go ahead and keep the chat open and then go to another place to get the stream, because locals has been having an issue, not us. We got the check mark, it's up there. But it's been unstable for some reason. And a couple changes that we're doing around here. You may have noticed that we published all our videos again on YouTube.
Yes, we're on YouTube, folks. We're on YouTube. That's an exciting thing. We're actually trying to keep the channel alive on YouTube.
Yeah, and what we're trying to do there is we're going to pre-publish for locals and members. So you can become a members now on locals or YouTube, because we are monetized on YouTube. They accepted us into that program. And we're going to release our Alberta Self-Determination series a day or two early for members, and then everybody else will get it, because we've learned the lesson that trying to stream it through StreamYard is not the best. Sometimes it breaks and we have to upload anyway. So we're going to kind of change things over the next, expect it to start on Monday, because we have 2 special episodes we're releasing today. But starting on Monday, we're going to get back into the Self-Determination series. And if you're on locals or a member on YouTube, you're going to get it early. Everybody else will have it released for free shortly after. But we really need to focus on building our membership, giving them some value, and ensure that we grow. Because we, just like our food and our animals, we need to sustain ourselves, be independent or self-dependent on this kind of thing. Yeah,
no, I agree. So bear with us, and we are trying to add more value to our members, but still keep that content going. And I hope that you're enjoying the self-determination series that Jason's been working on, because we do feel it's an important subject matter for the whole country, and whether or not it's achieved is yet to be seen. But having the conversations with accurate information and hearing the different opinions from people, both for, against, or indifferent, I think is something that's important for all of us to hear.
And we have a big event coming. It's booked now. So October 4th, Red Deer. It's going to be at the Legacy Center or Place, depending on how many people want to show up. We'll try and get that event up on Eventbrite. There will be free seats, and then there will be reserved seats. So you have that option to go ahead and help support us that way. But fingers crossed, we may have Danielle Smith join us on stage on that particular event. Not confirmed yet, so don't get all too excited or upset. It depends how you feel about her. But we're going to, October 4th, Red Deer is going to be our kind of wrap up to the Alberta Self-Determination series. I should have all my interviews done by then. And we'd love to see you all join us out there and be part of that event. It'll be great.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. Love to see you. Where you can, buy books, T-shirts, and Tallowlicious products. We're going to make sure that Brooke joins us so that she can have a little stall set up too. But I think it's going to be, it'd be good to have a summary of it. And you can then also sit down and share your experience. And what was it like to interview like the 50-odd people to get this series up and running? And what did you learn from the whole experience?
I've learned quite a bit. And we are on interviews 18, 19, and 20, I think, at this stage now. So we're well past a third of the way through, and I've learned a lot, especially Matt Everett. So watch that one; it's up already. But what I'm starting to come around to is there is no other option for Alberta. There truly isn't. Like I'm trying to find all the different little paths forward for Alberta, and if being inside of Canada in a prosperous way works, then okay, cool. But that's not what I'm learning. And these are from people who've been in the movement for 40 years.
Exactly. I mean, the fact that the movement's been around for generations means that they know it hasn't been working. And good friend Tina she says, I've been a separatist since I was 11, something like that. So she's been she's an older lady. But she's been saying, this is something that we've wanted. So people have seen it. And they've been trying to create the awareness on it as well. So I think it's important that hopefully the fact that a lot of the province is now aware and listening and now contemplating it. And hopefully it's a bit hopeful for me.
And tonight we're releasing 2 episodes. So this afternoon and tonight. So I'm going to release 2. My interview with Jonathan Bridges, which I recorded a couple of days ago. He's the PPC candidate in the by-election that Pierre is running in. And that was a very interesting conversation with him. So it was 20-something minutes. I'll release that this afternoon. And then tonight, going to be an extra special episode because that's a Paul Derry, Chris Williams, and Rob Sidhu. episode. These are interesting gentlemen. Paul Derry, he was an RCMP agent, or you can call him informant, when he was very young, at the age of 15 and on. And he went through a lot of trauma doing that. And he saw how the RCMP doesn't protect even the members, let alone people like him, agents. Chris Williams, he was a former RCMP officer, 24 years. And he too saw how the force doesn't protect members. And he had a story about why he left. And then Rob Sidhu, he was also an RCMP officer for many years. And then he turned, after they turned on him, he turned into one of the leaders of Hell's Angels and got into drug smuggling. Spent, I think it was 7 years in a U.S. prison, and kind of turned around. But these three gentlemen, they're doing their own podcast now, Obscene Reality. So check that out, obscenereality.com. And what they're going to do is bring in these three perspectives together to kind of expose and try to assist the correction of justice in Canada, starting at the top with the RCMP.
Good stuff. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that one. And it was really nice to meet Paul in the flesh the other day, because we've met online a few times. So it was nice to meet him, give him a hug, meet his lovely wife. And yeah, and then Chris and Rob too.
Yeah, and these are the kind of things that we're also working on. So in addition to the Alberta Self-Determination and this morning show, we have stuff like this. Dr. David Speaker is another example of that. The untold story of Dr. David Speaker. He's been out, sharing his findings when it comes to what they were putting into people. Again, we're trying to be safe for YouTube. His findings there as a researcher, and but his story itself didn't come out. So people didn't understand. He's been fired 5 times. He used to have a really good position at McMaster University, and he would work directly with Ontario Health. And then they just threw him under the bus when he was asking, I guess, too many questions. And it's a very good episode. Go watch that one, because that's where I learned that the Gates Foundation supplied a lot of money after he left. So I'm not sure if that was a motivation for McMaster. But these untold stories are stuff we're working on as well. The next one I'm looking at, finishing up as quick as I can, is Dr. Chris Shoemaker.
Yeah.
So we saw him in Burlington, and he shared his story as well with us. So that one's coming out. We also have Dean Rainey.
Yes.
Rainey, yeah. So he's the filmmaker who did the Why Can't We Talk About This video. And that was with Michael Osh. Yeah, because it's like, almost swearing there. Michael Osh, who was pro-vax. He went for it, and he found himself quite injured. Very similar to Kayla Pollack. Same type of thing. Neurologist. Say it for me.
Neurologist?
No, and the issue that he has. Neurological.
Neurological.
There we go. So yeah, I still have my list. It hasn't gone away. I still have to live with it. But that particular story stayed on YouTube, and I was quite surprised. So I sat down and interviewed him. So that's going to come out, I think, in September. So that'll be fun. And then the big one that we're working on, spending a lot of effort on, is Dan Hartman. So the Sean Hartman story. I sat down with Dan, recorded some stuff with him. We went and visited Sean. I got some video there. And we're trying to do our very best to take it from just doing lives to something a little bit more produced and higher quality to ensure that the stories are told well. So stay tuned on that. So yeah, we're very busy on this end. Apologies to our members who kind of missed us the last little bit, but this is the kind of stuff that we're working on. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and like I says, credit to you, because you're the editor, producer, all that type of thing. So you've been working hard at that as well. I just realized we're twinning.
Are we twinning?
Twinning.
That was not on purpose. But no, I also had to teach myself Adobe Premiere. To do this stuff here, I had to teach myself OBS Studio. So this is software that we need to get what we're trying to get done. But yeah, thanks for bearing with us, to all our great members who stuck with us as we are making this happen for you. So I'm excited about getting some of the stuff out. Today is going to be a couple different episodes, Jonathan Bridges, and then the 3 legal justice crusaders episodes. And they're good. I like these, the way we're doing it now. It gives me a chance to improve the audio, the visuals, and really give the audience something a little bit more than a pixelated live that we've been doing.
We're trying for you. Yeah, we're trying for you.
Yeah.
And
By the way, thanks for your patience through all of this. Dragged you across the country. We're using our funds to make this happen, and you've been very supportive on that.
Team Levine.
And by the way, without Paula's help and support, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be sitting in the shed. We wouldn't be. No, she could have pulled the plug many times now. But
that's all. It's for the greater good.
This is something I was thinking about the other day. Like, there's no payoff to what we're doing here, like not a financial one. So why is it that we support all of this, that we still do this kind of thing?
Because I'm realizing from all the wonderful people, and even some of the not so wonderful people we've met, we're being oppressed. Like I was chatting with a particular person. I don't want to even name what industry that they're in or what they do, but I was an older person, not from Canada. And he's been in Canada. Well, I should say he wasn't born yet, but he's been in Canada now for like 20 odd years. And he said it's a communist country. Like, he's just absolutely gobsmacked from the industry he's in to just seeing the general way of life. It's absolutely terrible. He says he can't believe this is the society we live in. And just like myself, and I think a lot of other immigrants who came to Canada, this is not the Canada we thought we were coming to. And for you, born and raised here, this is not the Canada that you thought you were, growing up and living in. But like, we all like, not only we're peeking behind the curtains, now they're just throwing the curtains flat out. Like, no need to see curtains at all. Like, this is what we're living in. And we're coming across so many people with so many different stories and so many different negative experiences. And they're just being ignored. It's not being on mainstream, like to the point where we've even seen some stories removed from YouTube. It's being suppressed. And if we can contribute to creating more awareness, I'd like to do that and still get on with our life.
Yeah, well, we're paying a high cost for that. So what would be the payoff? Like, I was thinking about this after the Paul interview with Chris and Rob. Like, why are they doing this? They're going to expose themselves. They're going to become targets to the RCMP. They already are, but now that they're going to go a little bit more public with the podcast, it's definitely going to get amplified. And I can tell them that from experience. Like, when you go public and get yourself out there, like, you've experienced the good and the bad of that. People coming up to you and saying, "Hey, I recognize you and I know who you are." How comfortable do you feel with that?
I hate it.
No, you don't.
The night, obviously, it's nice because it's always nice to say hello to someone, give them a hug, shake their hand, all that type of stuff. I don't mind that. But back in my mind, it's like, oh, I don't know you.
You don't have privacy then.
Yeah. And this is just like on a very small scale for us. Like, this is not celebrity status in any way, shape, or form, but it's just a local recognition that I don't mind if I've met you in the past. And it's like, oh yeah, no, we've met. Hey, how are you? But when you come up to me and say my name, know the name of my children, and say, oh yeah, I've been watching you for a while. It's a little creepy, but I also know where it's coming from, so that puts me at ease. But it's a little unnerving when it's people say, "Oh, I know you and I've seen you," and blah blah. I'm like, okay.
But the positive side of this is we've made some pretty good friends.
Of course, fantastic, love it, love it, love it, love it. I really do, because again, I don't mind meeting people and saying hi and building a relationship. And I was always a bit off with online relationships. Like, when Jason used to be more on X, I really disliked it because some of the interactions were incredibly negative. And I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. I do not want to put any energy into that whatsoever. However, when I am interacting online with our live chat, and which subsequently results in meeting people and getting to know people, I think it's great, because when it's positive for sure. But I do not even have one iota worth of energy for the negative. I'm like, and this is what I tell our boys as well when they're interacting with people online. I said, Mom says, "Oh no, they're just kids." I says, "No, that could be a 42-year-old fat man in a vest behind the keyboard. You don't know. It's just a troll. It could be. And I think that's where a lot of the negativity, I put the negativity online. You would never say this stuff to my face. You'd never say it to anyone's face, because that's not what people do. A good upstanding person doesn't. You may say, oh, this is venom online, but you'd never say it to their face. So I just don't put any energy or attention into that. If someone's being rude, I'm like, have a nice day.
Yeah, and it takes the development of thicker skin, because you got to handle some of that. And yes, I have pulled back on X quite a bit since after the election, because it got really nasty. People that you thought were friends or friendly or just even acquaintances became pretty nasty, and that's unfortunate. Not much you can do about that. But my question still kind of stands: is why are we doing this? Like, are we looking for change? Do we think this little shack in the middle of Alberta is going to change? The reason why I'm highlighting this is there's a recent poll that if the Liberals ran an election today, they'd have a super majority. So Canada is, from my perspective, at least a majority of Canada, not necessarily where we live, it's not waking up. It doesn't seem to be waking up to the Liberal takeover, the globalist agendas, and they seem to be kind of fine with that and supporting it even more than they did at the election. So my question is, are we trying to fix Canada? Are we trying to fix Alberta? Are we trying to fix our little homestead? Like, what is the effort that we're trying to put into here? Because we could do different things with our time and our money, but yet we're focusing and putting it here.
Don't know, mate. I'd like to think we can make some sort of, not necessarily change, but a positive impact. Like, put more positivity out there, give people an opportunity to speak. To what, again, good point. To what end? I'm not sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would like my bills to be paid. I would like the effort that we're putting in for good karma to come back. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that, quite honestly.
Yeah, I've been weighing that one for quite some time. Like, I enjoy spending the time on this, and I do enjoy meeting the people, having conversations, and learning. Like, I'm a nerd, so you knew this when you met me. I love to learn, and there's only so much technology I can absorb before I get bored of that. So the stories and the people and what's going on and behind the curtain, how the sausage is made, those kind of things are quite interesting to me. So at least I'm pulling that silver line out of it. I'm learning a lot. But when I started in 2022, it was to make change, not just with me, but with Canada. That's why I focus on running federally and try and get in there. But I'm going to share with you and the rest of the audience right now. I got a lot of cold water thrown in my face during that election run, that we don't have a system where people with good intentions, not aligned in a negative way, can step up and become representatives. That's not how this system works. This system works as a party. It's a Westminster system. It doesn't matter how good your intentions are or how good of a person you are. The people will still go ahead and do whatever they think is best for the party. And that was one of the things that kind of disturbed me during the election, was learning that no, it doesn't really matter if you have the best platform or the best ambitions or the best prosperity desires, like to help. That's not how you get elected.
Yeah.
And
that's not working well with others who are already there, who are already on that way inclined, and know what their part of the system is, and they know what they have to do. The fact that why is politics a career? It should be term based. You go in, do what you can, get out. But to see people who've been doing this for 20, like it's been their career, and they've made stupid money from it. How? If we just total up what your annual income should meant to have been, exactly. How do you have X amount in your account right now? And how do we still not know the ministers that were what's the term? They were influenced. How do we still not know who they are?
With Chinese influence or foreign interference, those ones.
How do we still not know? I mean, both sides are involved.
Yeah, so I'm having, a bit of a midlife crisis or something like that, if you want to call it that. Like, why do we
Mm.
put in our effort into for what end? Because I don't know if Canada's savable at this stage, and that's
Alberta is.
but that's kind of why I'm going on this path of trying to learn some more and talk to more people. Like, is there a way to fix this, or do we just have to find another way to move forward, both as a province or a potential nation, and then us individually? Because my goal was to leave Canada better off for my boys.
Yeah.
I don't know if Canada, as it stands right now, has that potential.
True. And we don't know the future. And the interesting thing is that what we also need to realize, it's happening globally. There are other countries that have just gone down the pan as well that were, well, quite honestly, I think England would be the main one, I would say. It's not like, I don't mind going to visit England. I would never want to live there right now. If I had to pick between the two, I'd much rather live in Canada than the UK right now.
At least Alberta.
Yeah. No, it's unbelievable. There's a lot of countries that are no longer ideal to live in because of whether censorship laws or just flat out communism or socialism or oppression. Just the way of life is not the way of life I want. So I might as well stay in Alberta. Better the devil you know.
Yeah, but in Canada, like, we use the terms like dictatorship and tyrannical and those kind of things, but the people are voting and they're supporting it and they're asking for it and they're pushing for it.
But they don't know. Well, you know what? I don't want to say that they're ignorant or unaware. I just think that they have not been affected in the same way that others have. They get their check every month, or they're just head down, or in their bubble, there's no fear of it being popped. So they're gonna continue with their status quo. They're gonna think this is what's providing security for my family and I want to keep this going. And when they hear someone else saying something contradictory, they're like, no, it's maybe you've done something wrong. That's why it's bothering you. Or what do you mean you don't want, this liberal government to want equal rights for everyone? What's wrong with you? Don't you want equal? But there's more to it. It's just not surface level stuff. But if no one's needed to scratch the surface, they're never going to know what's behind it.
Yeah. And I feel bad. Okay. Because as
Yeah.
you mentioned, I grew up here. My family goes back to 1667. When the first ancestor of ours, the Levine clan, sailed as a soldier from France, Brittany, France, over to the Quebec City area, became a cobbler. And then from then on, the Levines have been doing what they can to build this nation. And I feel sad. I feel sad that 200 years of effort on the Levines to go ahead and do that in our little way.
Yeah.
And before Canada was even Canada, because that's 1867. And if you look at the House of Commons, there's a lot of Levines in the past. So we've put some effort into nation building, but to see it kind of collapse during our lifetime or our generation it's taken a toll on me. I'm a little bit sad about that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I feel sad. I feel sad that as an immigrant, I'm here and things are different. But yeah, growing up here, of course, I can only imagine. But it's not like we don't want change. I think in some way, shape, or form, change is good. And even negative change, it forces us to be more resilient. I don't mind it, but it's just so negative and toxic, some of the direction we as a nation and as a globe seem to be going in. And again, to what end? To what end? What is? I can only think of so far, but I know it's like what you were saying. Any technology that's released today, the army or the military,
they've had it for 40 years.
Yeah, exactly. So we're getting the old stuff. Same like with Japan and, phones that come out. Like any phones that come out to the West is like a couple generations behind to what they're seeing out there. So I know. So and because of that reason, it's like, well, then we're never truly going to know what their intentions are.
Yeah. So I guess we're both going through a bit of a re-examination of the why and the what are we hoping to get out of this. Here's a question for the audience. If you're watching right now, put into the chat, why do you watch the show and what are you hoping you get out of it as well? Is it information? Is it optimism? Is it a little bit of pessimism? Some honesty, some truth? Why do you watch the show? Because we know why we are drawn to it, because we want to do something.
Yeah.
We want to do something and help in some way. So our motivation is to help, but to what end? That's still an unknown at this stage.
Yeah, and that's fine, quite honestly. I don't mind that. I think that's one thing I've kind of eased up on, because I'm very I want to know what's happening. I want to plan for it so I can feel comfortable. This is the one thing, like, well, I'm willing to wait and see. I'm open to that.
And yeah, another thank you, because without your support, this couldn't have happened. We've had to sell a lot of things just to keep this thing going. It's a stress that's added to our lives, but I'm a little bit of opposite of you. I don't need to know exactly where I'm going to be.
I know.
But I do know what's right and wrong. And doing nothing felt wrong. Doing something felt right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm going to keep pursuing it and persevere and figure out as we move along this path where it takes us. But it's been bouncing around my head a little bit since that election, the results.
Boing.
Yeah, and seeing where it goes. Because I definitely don't want to see Canada fail.
No, because when a nation fails, it's catastrophic for the citizens. Of course, it's terrible. One of the earliest memories I have of like the fall of the Soviet Union was, I remember people lining up with wheelbarrows full of paper money to buy bread. Like, that's the one of the few images that I recall of politics when I was younger. And I just kind of felt like, why? Because in my head, I knew a wheelbarrow full of money, it should buy you more than bread. But that was the economic status of the nation at the time. So no, it's catastrophic. It's catastrophic for the citizens. There's obviously going to be a level that are fairly unaffected, but for everyone else, like, it's terrible. So no, I don't want to see the fall of Canada. I would love to just see the improvement of it, for sure.
Well, part of that might be the breakup of Canada. Like, the Soviet Union broke up, and then things rebounded, and individual countries did their own things for the most part. So maybe the breakup of Canada is a positive if it helps the prosperity of each individual region to go ahead and be recognized. So yeah, we're going to continue to have these conversations about Alberta self-determination, because Alberta should take the wheel and decide what it's going to do. And that's what self-determination means. It doesn't necessarily mean independence or separation or statehood.
Yeah.
It means it makes its own decisions. So we're definitely going to continue that series and bring it out to everybody. So I hope they enjoy that. So stay tuned. I'm going to try and get an episode up Sunday for the members. So if you're a member, you'll be able to get it early. And then everybody else, maybe Monday or Tuesday, it will start again to go out.
And we'll just go some random questions. We're going to go through the chat. So when you interview Danielle,
throw it up.
I can't. When you interview Danielle Smith, is it spontaneous conversation, or do you have to submit your questions in advance? Do you know?
There's no requirement to submit questions at this stage. The only thing she asked me was generally, what are you trying to do? Like, in general, what are you trying to do? And I explained the self-determination series. I'm having conversations with people, getting their perspectives. And yeah, she was fine with that. And then she offered up the Alberta Next panel. So she asked me who from the panel I'd like to also have on the show. So we're now working through schedules and that kind of stuff. But no, I haven't submitted any questions. And there's been no guest that we've had on the show that's asked that of us. We haven't. Maxine Bernier, Stockwell Day, nobody has asked us to submit questions to them yet.
Okay. Oh, and then yes, I think it was Kenny who made this comment. Yes, watch Clarkson's Farm to get tips on piggies and goats. Yes, that's been referred to me, so I will be here checking that out. Alberta independence is the only way to fix the rest of Canada. Yeah,
that's a common theme in these interviews. Is and especially Bruce Party, he brings this up a lot. If Alberta takes those steps, it's going to force the hand of Ottawa to re-examine the construction of Canada, like how it's made up. And the loss of Alberta could be such an economic impact a blow to Canada globally, that they would have no choice but to possibly sit down and have a constitutional convention. This is also something Randy Hilliard mentioned as well. Like, he doesn't want to see the breakup of Canada, but he wants to see a new Canada.
Yeah.
And Alberta could be the catalyst to that. Alberta's leaving could be enough to cause a new conversation.
And that's what I'm hoping for as well. Like, to me, worst case scenario, there's no change. Like, it stays the same and just progressively just gets worse for everyone involved. The next level up from that would be that at least it instigates a change, because for Albertans, we just don't want it to stay the same. It can't stay the same. And the more aware I am of what Alberta's had to go through and is currently going through, like, we don't have control of our own money that we generate. And then they complain about the way we generate that money that feeds Canada. So I'd love for there to be change. And I do think Danielle is the right person at this time to help us achieve that.
Yeah, that's a loaded statement. The right person, I don't know if... At
this time.
Sure. I don't know what the right person would look like and what they would do. So I think that's kind of the challenge. She's the leader we got. It's kind of like what Donald said yesterday. You need the right tools for the job. And I don't know kind of, if she a hammer, is she a saw, like what kind of tool is it? But it's the leader we got. So we can't really change that just yet. She got a lot of support in Alberta, not like Jason Kenney. And she does seem to be open to having conversations.
Yeah, and that's been the positive from it. She has not been shutting it down or dismissing it or calling us people with, unacceptable views and opinions.
No.
Exactly. So yeah, I just think she's been very pro Alberta. And I'm not a big fan of her relationship with CPC, but she's been very pro Alberta, and I'd like that to come to the negotiation table a little bit more.
So I'm looking forward to that interview, whether we record it or we do it on stage, but it's going to happen. So yeah, and if you're excited about that as a member, go ahead and submit some questions. Maybe I'll be able to ask you some of the harder stuff.
Comment here from Crystal. I started to watch because you're honest and don't broadcast one side that makes people look at a certain way. I continue to watch because you gave me support, a voice, and now friendship. I appreciate you. We appreciate you, Crystal. And Crystal's had some really positive, feedback for her case regarding VISP and disability and CPP. So I think at one point it would be great to get an overall summary from Crystal, because she's been a guest on the show before, and she can at least give people an update on basically her journey to date, because it's been very up and down, and seems that hopefully there's a bit of a positive uptick for her right now. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, with VISP being exposed by Global TV. Now, it was more of the scandal of the money, not necessarily injuries that they were
it's opened the door.
The conversation seems to be a little bit more accepted now, so that's good news. So we're getting close to the end here, and you wanted to bring up some stuff.
Yes, so let me go ahead and pop this up on the screen. So yesterday we had mentioned that Danielle and Chet Wiggins in Ontario had a house fire, and so this is, and she goes under the Facebook name of Goyette, Danielle Goyette. So this was something you'd mentioned. Good morning, everyone. I'll be at the farm on Saturday. This can be this Saturday coming. I really need help moving things to my apartment. Need manpower and trucks if possible. So there's some things there, but I'm just going to scroll down a bit because she had a list. And I'll put this up. So she's sharing here her email and phone number. So the email is also handy for e-transfers, because right now she has no ID, and she needs ID in order to verify the Give Send Go that they've set up. So in the interim, if people want to send her an e-transfer, they can, and I'll pop it onto the screen again a little later. But then I wanted to scroll down here because she listed some things that she would need. So people asking what they can do to help. She says where she's living now. I need a bed, a box spring, like basically bedding, something to sit on, something to cook with, general, clothes, toiletries, all that type of thing. Gift cards as well, she's asking for if possible. And these are very modest people. Okay, she just needs some basic necessities to get by. So if people can, that would be wonderful. Let me pop over here and I'll just pop it on the screen. So again, just to repeat, here is her email, danielle.wiggand2019@hotmail.com, and she's got a phone number 613-402-3194. But you can check out her Facebook page, and it's up there, Danielle Goyette, and that's where you can stay updated with all the information that she's sharing out and the things she's needing and how things are going. So if we're able to do that, that would be wonderful.
And just to remind everybody who she is, they're the ones that opened up their property to assist the Castleman camp when they did that in 2023. Unfortunately, things didn't go very good. They left a big mess behind. We helped with the fundraiser there to help get things cleaned up. So thank you to the community who helped on that as well. And unfortunately, Chet's cancer came back, and it's kind of been hard times for them. And our heart goes out to Danielle and Chet. And if you can help, please do. It will go a long way. And like Paula said, these are not people with a lot of means at all, but they open up their home and their heart to people, and they need some help now.
Yeah, they need the good karma to come back. Julie, oh, that's nice. Just saw your chat for the first time today. I followed you, Jason, initially because of your integrity.
Oh, well, thank you very much for that. I don't, and this is Paula knows as well. I'm sometimes brutally or too honest. She's smiling now because she understands. But I don't know any other way to do it. Sometimes it doesn't help. But I think at the end of the day, I can say better.
Yeah, bless you. Like Jason can come across as a bit abrasive or aggressive, but if you listen to what he's actually saying, he's just speaking truth, and he's very matter of fact. So yeah, bless you.
It's not what I say, it's the tone, I think.
It's the tone. I love this meme. There's a meme. It comes in many different forms, but it says, the longer I've been married, the more I realize my husband's right. I just don't like his tone. And that is spot on. I have no issue with being wrong. I have no issue with him being right. It's his tone. Because I'm a woman of a certain age going through a certain stage in her life, and my patience and empathy levels outside of my boys are like so minimal. And so Jason has to live with me.
You're lovely.
He has to live with me and put up with that. So yes. But no, he's a great guy. I wouldn't have married him if he wasn't. But it's just the way he is, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, well, you know, just the way you are. But it's not like you come across aggressive and you're wrong. You can come across aggressive because you're right, and you're trying to make the point of, no matter what was it, the facts don't care about feelings. Right. If the fact is ABC, then so be it. It's ABC, whether there's a tone or you're saying with a smile or a grump. It's what it is. It's fact.
Well, so. I don't know how to be any other way.
Yeah.
I'm an old dog. I'm not going to learn too many new tricks. And I'm glad that comes off as integrity to some people, because some people don't like that.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
And also, people don't know you. Like, again, tone is lost on text and any form of written communication. So because I've seen some of your ex, and I know I'm like, wow, you said that? But I know I can hear you say it. But for people who don't know how you speak or how you come across, it can come across pretty abrasive. But what are you going to do? It's if you have an issue, pick up the phone and call and have a proper conversation, and don't have a constant back and forth on X.
Well, I'm glad people enjoy the show and they hang out with us. Yeah. And we really do appreciate the support and the love that we get from our audience. So, and we're hitting your 1 hour mark.
Oh, there we go. All right. Where is it? Everyone have a fantastic morning. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. And yeah, bye from me. Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you on Monday. And do go and pay attention to what we produce and put out today. There will be a couple episodes coming out that I think are worthwhile watching. You have yourself a wonderful day. You guys take care. Have a great weekend. Love you all, and God bless.
Bye.